Hey everyone, I'm Dan and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to those who have already watched the first two videos for this Jurassic franchise-inspired Fakeaman region. And if you happen to be new here, please consider checking out the first two videos. I'll be putting in the respective links on the description box below. Any further questions, details regarding the design, the concept, and if you have more suggestions, they will be all addressed on the summary of the concept of our starters. But for now, I'm here to present the fire starter evolutions. Full disclosure, I really do not remember having an easy time making the middle stage for this fire starter. And for some reason, I couldn't find any other sketches other than the first version for the middle stage. And without further ado, I started drawing over a silhouette, keeping in mind to build up on the features that are already present on our first stage, while also trying to incorporate designs from Charmeleon and Archen. I have already decided beforehand that this will be the stage where the famous sickle-shaped claw of the Velociraptor will manifest. Factually, the largest claw of the Velociraptor could be found on the digit 2 of the hind legs, which I will not be following. You will also see here that I will enlarge the thighs because as I was making the middle stage, I was also thinking of what the Pokédex entry will be. And this was the first version of our middle stage, and the shiny version. I remembered jumping immediately to drawing the final stage, so I didn't realize earlier the problem with this design. Because the angle it was drawn on was side view, it took a lot of horizontal space on my templates. And because I have to shrink the size to fit it in, I now have a lot of extra space on the top and up the bottom of my layouts. So I decided that the best angle would be slightly oblique to the camera, imitating the wild encounters from the old game. It was a little easier drawing it for the second time considering that I already have a 2D design to follow. Thinking about it, I've seen a lot of artists, I've watched a lot of artists start with a flat 2D layout, usually a front view symmetrical, sketching the ideas first and the details before drawing the character on its action pose. Sharptilian, the reptilian Pokemon, Fire type. Ability, Blaze. In a pinch, power up Fire type moves. For its hidden ability, I've changed Pyrophore to Pyrophorus, and the description is now double speed for 3 to 5 turns if there is no active weather and terrain when it enters a battle. Honestly, I don't think that this ability is OP. Since this concept region is based on the Jurassic franchise, I've envisioned a lot of battles happening outside, where there will be overworld weather and terrains active. For the Pokédex entry, the heat generated by its modified scales fuels its agility, but often results in sudden violent outbursts. Although this volatile heat is proving hard to master, it provides raw power to its most devastating strikes. And these were my first sketches. I even tried at one point using the Velociraptor model from the series and trace over my sketch. I was also stuck trying to use the spiky scales to resemble feather shapes. Also, I was still using the old Charptilian model, so all sketches ended up on a similar pose. So, I took a break and googled Paradox Charizard. I stumbled upon this Paradox Charizard by Elite 4 and Tubbs AC, and decided to include that to my reference for two reasons. First, flipped horizontally, I wanted to use the same pose. And second, the most important point, try my very best not to use the same design. After ending up with a new design, I tried sketching it on another action pose. I also tried to streamline all the feather shape scales, trying to complement and at the same time contrast the already jagged and rough build of our final stage. I was happy at the result at the time and immediately proceeded to drawing the final stage of my water starter, which was the catalyst of why I changed the final stage of my grass starter and eventually why I changed the final stage of the fire starter to this. I determined and realized that I really wanted a final stage that resembles a Charizard. You will also notice that I was still using the older version of Charptilian. That's because this final stage was drawn first before the revision of the middle stage. I also decided to flip the head horizontally as I was heading again to the direction of the lengthy 2D design. And to balance that, I also curled the tail going inwards. Velociraptor from Velociraptor and Erupt, the Pyroraptor Pokemon, fire and dragon type. Wing-like scales and enlarged claws, its entire frame is built to stabilize its thermal energy. The once volatile outbursts are now mastered, allowing it to channel massive eruptions into deliberate high-velocity strikes. So, what do you think of the results? Did it somehow meet your expectations or not? Either way, feel free to comment, criticize, or simply give your feedback regarding the entire fire starter line. I hope that you will be looking forward for our next installment, the water starter line. Until then, keep safe everyone. Bye!